Happy Christmas Eve, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of On the Ice, where we welcome three individuals, all student athletes that are attending in a CSSHL school over this past 6 months. We want to talk to them and find out what's been important to them, what they've done, what they have been doing, what they've looked forward to coming home now for the Christmas week. And we just want to chill and hang out. So please, grab your hot cocoa. Join us for On the Ice. Today's show special is brought to you by Cobb Sports Marketing. Sports marketing made simple. Sit there and welcome to my guests. We have Maddox Derewianka, who attends Pilot-Mound out in Manitoba. And we have Turk, who attends a school out in BC, and Sydney, who attends the newest academy that's down in Medicine Hat. Guys, how are you this evening?
Good, thank you.
Doing good.
Awesome, guys. Happy Christmas Eve. Hope you're all doing well. Has everybody been naughty or nice?
Oh, definitely nice.
I think
Anyhow, guys, I'm so happy you've been able to put some time aside on this Christmas Eve to join us on the ice. Like we said, we want to talk to you guys about what's been happening for these past 6 months at your particular academy. So let's go around the room. We'll start with Turk. Actually, you know what? Let's go with girls first. Sid, how about you tell everybody what academy you're attending, what you guys have been doing for the past 6 months, and if COVID has actually affected anything that your school has come to. So let's start with you, Sid. Go right ahead, bud.
I'm Sydney Chrusch. I play for the South Alberta Hockey Academy. We are based out of Medicine Hat, and we originally came from Banff, but Banff moved to Medicine Hat. And this is the first year of the academy. It's going quite well. The 6 months, they've been high intensity, lots of good work put on the ice and off the ice in the gym. School-wise, it's a fantastic program. It's been a great experience so far for the first few months.
Awesome. Mr. Turk.
My name's Borhot. I attend Pacific Coast Hockey Academy down in Victoria, and pretty much we've been practicing every day and working out in the gym. And our schooling has been good down there. Nothing's really gotten shut down for us. We've been able to practice down in BC while Alberta has been shut down.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Maddox, how about you, bud?
my name's Maddox Derewianka. I attend Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy out of Pilot-Mound, Manitoba. Our days have consisted of on-ice training followed by off-ice workouts in study hall. We've had a good few high-intensity months. Unfortunately, we've been shut down since mid-November, but we've been trying our best to stay in good shape and make sure that we stay good as a team. We've found quite a bit of success this year already, and we hope to continue it once this lockdown stops.
Yeah, that's got to be tough on all three of you guys. You've been attending a school past 6 months. And Sid, have you guys been having much ice down there in Medicine Hat?
We were practicing for a while back, but since Alberta shut down, further regulations were taken into place, and we've all just been kind of on the outdoor rink and doing virtual workouts with our coaches.
That's not bad, an outdoor rink. I'd love to be outdoors. Show of hands, who'd love to be on an outdoor rink right now? Yeah. Hey, by the way, everybody, cheers. Grab our hot cocoa. Mine had marshmallows, but they disappeared. So, Turk, have you guys been on the outdoor rink at all out there? Well, actually, no, there wouldn't be any outdoor rinks. It'd be a little too hot. So what have you guys been doing?
No. We've been able to practice still since we're on the island. The cases there have been kind of low. So we've been able to practice and still be in the gym and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's good to still be on the ice. I'm glad. We're lucky.
Yeah. In Maddox, my understanding, talking with some of the coaches at Pilot-Mound, once Manitoba kind of shut down, you guys kind of just grinded to a halt. Is that the case?
Yeah, pretty much. We just came off a weekend. We got 2 wins, and pretty much right after that, we got told that we were being shut down, and everything kind of just stopped there. All of our practices and workouts just weren't able to do them anymore. Rink got shut down really quickly, so yeah, it pretty much came to a halt, just like you said.
So let's turn this around and have some happy moments. Let's start with Sid. What's the most memorable moment you've had at the new academy so far? And I don't know, what would you tell others that are interested in the program to make them want to come to Medicine Hat?
The excitement. I know getting the first few weeks at the academy were like it's hard for girls who haven't played in the league before to get like up to practicing every day, working every day, still with school on top of that. It's hard for people who have only played like averaging 2 practices and 1 game a week. So it was slow, but then once we got into the grind of things, we started to have amazing practices. I know that was our first practice where everyone was just there together and we just had an incredible practice. That was pretty memorable.
And how about you, Mr. Turk? What's the most memorable thing so far that's happened out there?
Definitely the first couple of weeks, getting to know all the boys and being on the ice and seeing everyone from different places, and also getting to play a few games in before the shutdown. It was good to kind of see what the competition was going to be like this year in the league, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
Maddox, I know your favorite moment. I bet it's sleeping.
That's a big part of it. Wouldn't say it's most memorable, but it's definitely up there. You work hard out in Pilot-Mound, and you gotta get your sleep. But yeah, I probably agree with the other two. First few weeks were definitely really memorable. Everyone treats you like family there, and high intensity practices. Everyone started to click as a team. Everything was flowing, and it felt really good. Then once we finally got into games, stepping on that ice in Winnipeg for our first game, it was a surreal feeling knowing that you're actually out there with the boys and that you're playing hockey, right? And times like these are difficult, and if you're able to get on the ice and play a game, that's a pretty great feeling.
So whoever wants to answer this next question, or if all of you want to, just jump in. What was your first feeling when you showed up at the academy, being away from siblings, your parents, your friends? What was that like over the last 6 months?
I'll take it. It was it's kind of hard at first. Moving away from home obviously isn't very easy at a young age, but with the team and all the coaches and stuff, they kind of made you feel welcome and made you not feel so homesick. And they always, if you needed to talk about anything, they were always there for you. So yeah, it was definitely helping a lot moving away.
Anyone else?
I'd say first time I kind of saw everyone, I was excited, but I was nervous at the same time too. Obviously, being at a young age and moving away from mom and dad and your home that you lived in your entire life, it's definitely difficult. Once you get there, it becomes easier and everyone's there to support you. But yeah, definitely when you first walk in, it's kind of it's hard to describe how you feel, right? You're kind of realizing I'm going to be here for the next little while. Don't get to see my mom and dad every day, but yeah, eventually you get through it. Everyone's there to support you, but yeah, it's nerve-wracking for the first few moments.
Sid, before you answer this, Turk, are you guys in dorms or are you at billets?
We're at billets.
You're at billets. So Sid, I believe you guys are at billets as well, right?
Yeah. The billeting program in Medicine Hat is just incredible. Everyone is happy with their billets, so that definitely made it a lot easier, especially for me. I'm so grateful for the billets I have. They're amazing. So yeah, getting there, we were in contact with each other, most of the girls in the team for the few months before the academy started, and training camps and that went on in August. We already knew each other, which was very good. So when we got right to the arena on the first day, we all kind of bonded straight there.
So two of you are in billets, Maddox at Pilot-Mound. You guys are in dorms. Your experience in the dorms so far, Maddox, how would you explain it to others that are interested in that type of program?
First of all, I'd say get used to a smaller room. It's not your average bedroom, but you get used to it. It actually becomes a pretty cozy spot with everything being pretty compact in there. You know, you got your bed, you got a desk for studying, you got a closet to put your clothes. It's pretty much just like living at home, just a bit smaller. It is definitely different for the first few nights. I'll admit that it was a little odd, but you do get through it, and it becomes nice after a while. And you got all your closest friends right around you, right? Like it's basically just hanging out with your best friends all the time, and you get a nice little room, and you get used to the feeling after a while. So it's pretty good.
Nice. Guys, we got to take a quick commercial break if you don't mind. So if you guys can all just hang in there for me, we'll be right back talking with these three exceptional young athletes. We'll be right back. Back, everyone. Cheers. Let's have our hot cocoa. Can't let it get too cold. So, got a question for all three of you. You don't have to answer this because your coaches may be watching, but how many of you snuck away from the billet or the dorm? No one?
Never once had a reason to.
So, okay, show of hands, who's ordered takeout? Really? So you guys are telling me that these billets are better cooks than your parents?
Well, I don't know about that, but
Yeah, at home cooking's pretty hard to beat, but I'd say that they do a really good job out.
Yeah. So let's talk about the billets. And Maddox, we'll end with you because you're at the dorm. But let's start with Sydney. Sydney, how are your billets? What's the favorite thing you enjoy about being there? And perhaps share what's the favorite meal that they've made for you so far.
I know that for meal-wise, Taco Tuesday is always the best. That's my favorite part of meal-wise. But just the family, they're such a great, they're very close. They involve me in a lot of their activities. They have two little girls. They're awesome. They treat me like their big sister. I treat them like my little sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just an amazing place to be.
Turk?
well, I live with my sister down in Victoria, so it's I kind of have a little bit of family there. But yeah, I know she can cook pretty well. Not like my mom's cooking, obviously, but she cooks pretty well. And yeah, being with a family member helps a lot. With not with like moving away, I guess, and having someone there and that you just know that helps quite a bit.
Now, Maddox, we know that you guys have a chef at Pilot-Mound. So I'm assuming you've pretty much got gourmet like steak and potatoes every night. Do you? Is this true?
Not every night, but from time to time, yeah, they make really good steak, and we have potatoes all the time too, fresh food. Cooks there, they're really great people. They're very kind. They like to talk to you, get to know a bit about you, see what your thoughts are on the year and stuff. And yeah, it's kind of like a everyday kind of thing. You go to the cafeteria and you talk to the cooks there, and they give you your meal, and it's just really good. They create a lot of good food there. It's definitely it's really good. When you compare it to home, I'd say it's really great.
So, out of the three of you, who's missed mom and dad's cooking the most? Just show of hands. Just two of you? Sid! Oh, you didn't miss your mom and dad's cooking,
I
Sid?
miss it. It's just, I definitely have good substitutes in medicine.
Oh, wow. Wait till your parents watch this episode. You know, it'll air shortly for them, but wow, Sid. So, guys, you know, being away from home obviously has its challenges. You don't have your siblings around, don't have mom and dad around, and you got to rely on your teammates and your coaches as well. So let's talk about our teammates. Obviously, teammates are a key to making the world go around, and we're always happy to be with them. If you wanted the perfect teammate to come to your academy, could you describe what that teammate would be? Let's start with Turk on this one.
The perfect teammate. It's a tough question. It'd be someone who's moving away from home with me, so they kind of know what I'm going through as well, and someone who gives me my space and isn't too annoying, but someone who will push me and to get better, and I'll make sure I'm helping me be on top of my stuff, and same for them, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Mr. Maddox?
Perfect teammate. That's definitely a bit of a tougher question, but honestly, I like a teammate that brings a lot to the table. They're good for support if you need to talk to someone. They're a good person just in general to everyone. They're respectful, and they look out for each other, make sure that nothing bad's happening around the team. That they work hard on the ice, 110% always, 24/7, and that they push you to be your best out there, that you strive, and just basically make sure that they're a good leader and they're a good person in general. That's what I'd look for in a teammate. Good
answers. Sid, let's hear your perfect teammate.
Yeah, definitely someone who is always wants to show up to the rink ready to go. Someone who lets the things going on with them keep them outside of the dressing room. Don't bring them into the team. They will always be there for you. Always work hard on the ice, 110% every day. Even if they're not having a great day, they'll still push themselves. It's always a good trait in a teammate.
Mm-hmm. So now, one thing that by traveling, you guys, obviously this year with the CSSHL, we haven't had our regular season, if you will, with the typical once a month showcases, and almost every weekend you guys are on the road. So do any, I think other than Maddox, the other Turk and Sid, you guys have played last year. Are you guys missing that opportunity of being on the road and going to the showcases? Either one, go ahead.
I played in the CSHL in Bantam, so I kind of know what it's like, and yeah, I miss it a lot. You're on the road with the boys, and it's just you're just you guys on the bus, and you get to know each other, and there's a lot of laughs and stuff, and being in like the hotel rooms and stuff, just always getting to talk and be around the team, like the team dinners and everything like that. It's a good bonding experience, and it's always fun.
Sid?
Yeah, definitely the same thing, like the dinners that you'd have on the road, stopping at Boston Pizza or wherever to have the pasta and salad, like always. I think that every team does. It's a bonding experience, eating together, getting an opportunity to just connect with your teams. No distractions. You talk over a meal. It's always nice.
Yeah. I think for a lot of our viewers that do watch the show on a regular basis, they kind of feel for any athlete that's away from home, and obviously COVID has made it even tougher for all of you. So again, thanks for joining us this evening, as it's the night before Christmas, and obviously your parents are probably like, my kid's gone again. But you're really right here just talking to us on the ice. Shows every Tuesday and Thursday. Can't remember what time, but it does. Anyhow, a question for all three of you. Obviously, school is important within the CSSHL and any league, in fact. Have you guys been able to adjust to the new COVID schooling? Whoever wants to answer that, go ahead and just explain how it's changed from last year to this year for you, and if it's difficult or easier, and what you're looking forward to when life gets back to normal for school. Whoever.
To be honest, this past year, right before COVID hit, was attending school back in Alberta here, so it's definitely a bit of a larger school, so we transitioned to online real quickly. But in Pilot-Mound, it's a smaller school with not as many students, so we've been able to go into like in-person classes and just kind of spread out the desk, take up a couple of classrooms just to put kids in there. So it's definitely been tough. I'm used to having everyone in the class to kind of collaborate with, share your ideas and thoughts on stuff and study with other people. But I think it's been going well. Marks have been really good this year. So yeah, I'd say with COVID being in school, it's difficult, it's different, but I'd say it's been going pretty smooth so far.
Next.
Yeah, no, I agree. Last year was good. Got to kind of finish out my year before turning into online, and then this year we moved from our regular school into some portables, so it's just our team, and it's good to be with all the boys, and just everyone's there helping each other, and pretty smart team this year, so it's good. Teaching is really good. You get all the help that you need, and they make sure your marks stay high so you can play and always be around the boys.
Sid?
Yeah, the transition in Alberta, everyone was sent to online, so whether you stayed home with your billets or stayed home in Medicine Hat, if you're local or went home, everyone's online now, so the school has done an incredible job with it. The teachers are treating it really well, giving us all the best opportunities that we can get. And the support group in Medicine Hat for SAHA is just incredible. Like, the coaches keeping us up to date with everything and keeping us engaged within the hockey world and the schooling. They're just always making sure we're on top of everything.
Awesome. Some good answers, guys. We do got to pay some bills, so we'll be right back after this commercial break. Everybody, hot cocoa time. Welcome back, everyone, to a special edition of On the Ice with three exceptional students that are attending the CSSHL's academies. Over the past 6 months, obviously with COVID, some of them have either been sent home or stayed and are now doing online schooling and have seen a decrease in their activities off and on the ice. Moving forward with the CSSHL, they do hope to have a schedule move back in January or into early February and then play until the end of June. So let's talk to our athletes now and see what they think of that. Let's start with Sid. Obviously, none of you, unless your coaches have told you, would know this information. So are you guys looking forward to getting back on the ice and actually playing some games in early February, maybe going into March, April, May, June? Let's start with Sid on this and see, and if you guys do know if your coaches have told you about this. So go ahead, Sid.
Yeah, it's a big blur here in Alberta. We don't know really anything, or we're hoping the cases will go down so that we can eventually start playing games. I've been in touch with my teammates. We're all really excited, staying in shape, staying on the ice, so that when that time comes that we can be on the ice again, that we'll be all ready to go.
Let's go to Maddox.
Yeah, it's definitely big news. I'm super excited to get back on the ice and be practicing with the boys. All love to play hockey, and there's no better feeling than to be back on the ice, hopefully very soon. And hopefully once COVID clears up a bit more, then we're able to start playing games, and that's the fun part of hockey, right? So yeah, hopefully we're able to do that very soon.
Mr. Turk?
Yeah, no, it's I'm excited to get back on the ice down in BC, and start practicing again and getting back into that fast-paced tempo practices, and hopefully get some games going in here soon. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, just out of curiosity, when all of you arrived home, who is more excited to see you, the family dog or cat, or your siblings or mom and dad? Anyone?
I think my little sister was pretty excited to see me when I got home. Get through the front door, and she's just there with wide arms and gives me a big hug. It was nice.
Nice. Maddox, Sid?
I think my mom was definitely most excited to see me. You know, I hadn't seen her at any point previously beforehand, and same as my younger brother, he missed me a lot. He missed having me around to hang out with him, and we always trained together. We were always out on the ODR together in the winter, you know, shooting pucks, skating around, having a good time. So I think they missed me the most. Because then, of course, I saw my dad a few times beforehand. He'd come out to visit, so he was still excited, same as my younger sister. And yeah, other than that, everyone was pretty excited to see me, and I was happy to see them too. It's a great feeling.
Mm-hmm. Sid?
I think out of everyone in the household, my dogs were definitely the most excited to see me the second I walked in. But no, my parents were definitely happy to have me home. My sister, I think she likes her space, so she was a little bit less enthusiastic about it. But yeah, she likes being on the outdoor rink with me now, so that's good.
It's nice. I lost my train of thought, but I wanted to ask you guys, did any of your siblings steal your rooms while you guys were away? We have one, yes. She took your room? Your sister took your room?
She's always in it. She likes my bed more. She thinks it's more comfortable. She's always in here.
And Maddox, we kind of got a nod. Did your brother or sister steal your room?
No, not really. They said that they were gonna rent it out to people, but no, that never happened. So no, luckily they never took my room. Of course, that would have been all right if they did. But yeah, I think that they used it for a bit of storage at one point, is what I heard. But once they heard I was coming back home, they're like, "Oh, time to clean that up." So yeah, they never stole it, but I mean, at least I got my room, so that's good.
And Turk, your sister didn't steal your room?
I bet she came down here, but she doesn't tell me because I'll probably get a little mad at my space. So I'm sure she came down here quite a bit, maybe slept in my bed or something, but she won't tell me anything. So.
Aw. And Sid, of course, your sister stole your room. That's awesome. Oh, that's funny. That's but your parents didn't change your rooms at all, eh? None of them changed it into a workout room or an office or wow. We're gonna have to reach out to your parents. Sorry, Sid?
There was a little bit of a storage room for a little bit, but they cleaned it out before I got here.
Oh, that's good. So now that you guys are at home, you've been at home, I'm assuming, for at least going up for about a week now, because now is the 24th, Christmas Eve. Are you adapting to being at home again? You obviously don't have that bell to ring when you want the steak and potatoes. So have you guys had to pick up doing any of the chores or cooking at home?
Yeah,
Go ahead anyway. A little bit?
Living with my sister, I guess I still do my fair share of chores down there, but back home, making sure my room's always clean, doing my dishes when I'm done, and maybe cooking every now and then for my mom and dad, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I kind of got back on the chores that I was doing previously before I left. Cleaning the house, sweeping the floors, doing dishes, setting up the table for dinner and stuff. Just kind of the usual, doing laundry from time to time, and just making sure that my room and basically the house is kind of cleaned up. But especially, like my room, and I picked up cleaning the kitchen now too, so I got an extra chore. But hey, I mean, I'm happy to be home. I've never thought I'd say this, but it's kind of nice having chores from back home again. It's definitely a bit new to me again, so yeah, I'd say it's pretty good.
Sid?
Yeah, back to the regular chores since I got home, same as before except now we have shoveling the sidewalk and the rink out back too. That's not fun with the snow we've been getting in Calgary right now.
So show of hands, who wants to go back to their billets house in the dorm? Just one of you, kind of with Maddox.
I'm excited to see the boys, but I mean, being at home's pretty good too. So.
Hey, be careful, guys. Before you leave, they may actually slip a bill under your door the day before you all fly back to your academies. That would be awesome. So I got to ask, coaches, how have the coaches been this season so far? You know, they've obviously had to adapt as well. Are any of them turning gray hair already, or any of them pulling their hair out? Like, how is it for these coaches? They must be anxious. So let's start with Sid. You got a pretty good team down there. Not Sean, but I know Petra is one of the coaches. I can't remember that. Yeah, the head coach is Sean, is it not?
Evan,
that was it.
yeah.
And then we have up in Pilot-Mound, I can't remember their names. Having a fog. But anyways, let's start with Sid. So are the coaches losing their hair right now, worried about the season, or how have they been? Are they chill? Is everybody chill?
They definitely show themselves as chill, but maybe they're very good at hiding it if they are freaking out. They've been doing an amazing job.
How about you, Turk? Who's your coaches out there, and how are they handling it?
Our head coach is Jason Becker, and Kelly Shields, their assistant. And Bex is a great coach. He's really pushed us. I mean, sure, from time to time, we've kind of made him a little mad, and he's probably wanted to, pull out some hairs. But he's a great coach, and I love having him this year.
Maddox?
Our coaches are Rick McConnell and Ernie Sutherland. They're both two high-intensity coaches. They want to make sure that the team gets the job done. But they've been really helpful in making sure that we're progressing through our development. And they're making sure that practices are always good. We're learning new things out there, and we started clicking as a team. The drills that they kind of created for us there. So we've been finding success with them, and they're two pretty good coaches. So yeah.
Nice. Guys, hot cocoa time before it gets cold. Cheers. Starting to taste real chocolatey. I think I've let it sit too long. Who made their hot cocoa with water? Show of hands. I made mine with milk. It tastes a little bit better, and I think it's the Cadbury one with the milk, and I had marshmallows, but they're gone. So looking into the future, Sid, you're midget this year, sorry, U18 this year. Turk, you're U18 as well this season?
Yeah.
And Maddox, you're U15.
U17.
U17. So Sid and Turk, have you guys started to look at your future? And if so, if you could share with our viewers, if not, it's fine. But what have you guys been looking at? Who have you been talking to, if you'd like to share it? And what are you most looking forward to for the possibility of a commitment coming in February, March, or April? Either one, go ahead.
I've been talking to a couple of AJ teams. Went to a Drayton Valley's camp last year, but with COVID and everything, they couldn't have a main camp, which was kind of rough. But hopefully playing in the AJ or junior A, like the SJ or PCHA next year, and just taking my development one step at a time.
Mm-hmm. Sid, do you care to share?
Yeah, I've been in contact with a couple of coaches, but keeping our options open here, waiting for COVID to help us get more game tape to send in and stuff like that.
Maddox, this might be not to ignore you, Maddox, but I want to focus in on the two older players here for a minute. So for you two, obviously there's a lot to think about. You haven't really had any games. You've just had a few practices or a bunch of practices. How are the scouts or the potential coaches discussing with you guys? Are they, obviously they're understanding, but is there anything that they're trying to help you guys with to help feed some information to you so it's more compatible to join with that team in the future? Either one.
Yeah, they'll talk to us from time to time, and obviously they know the situation that we're in, and it's hard to build off a team when players aren't playing many games and can't really see them developing. But yeah, they talk to our coaches and let them know our practice habits and stuff like that.
Sid?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing where they're asking for references and videotape, like game tape.
Yeah, it's obviously got to be frustrating being the age you guys are, and this year is kind of gone right under the rug. But hey, we wanted this to be happy, not sad. That's why we're wearing our Santa hats today, because it's Christmas Eve. Who's excited for Christmas tomorrow morning? Show of hands. Everyone? Yeah. Who thinks that they're going to get a really big present this season? Anyone? Because I can tell you, your parents have told me they didn't get you anything because you guys cost them a lot of money attending these academies. So they want you all to go get your own jobs and start working on February 1st. Just so you guys know, they've been talking to us. Let's have another hot cocoa moment. Cheers. Hot cocoa. So Maddox, being the youngest one on the show today, what are you doing with yourself, Maddox? What are you doing to keep going, knowing that next season you got another year of possibility of sitting at home because of COVID? Just kidding. We'll be back next year, Maddox. So what have you been doing, Maddox? What are the coaches telling you in your first year? What are they talking to you about?
They're talking to me kind of just about how I'm doing this year, how I'm liking the academy. But I think I'm progressing, which I think I'm progressing pretty good so far. I'm making sure I keep in shape, get on the ice wherever I can. Just kind of keep my skills sharp and make sure that once hockey starts up again, I'm ready to go. Just trying to make sure that I'm in even better shape than I was at the start of the season. So when we return, hopefully I'll be able to do even better out there. So I've just been talking about what the team's gonna be doing in the next few months when of course lockdown ends. But yeah, other than that, I've just been trying to get myself physically and mentally prepared for the next few months to come.
Mm-hmm. Now, talking about mentally, Maddox, you bring a great point. Mentally, this must be draining on all three of you, knowing that you're back at home. There's a possibility of staying at home and not returning. Have any of you thought of that you might not be going back after Christmas due to COVID? Just nod. No. No, nobody's really thought about it. We did have a coach on a few weeks back who was talking about that what they're trying to do is reach out to all their players and prepare them for that possibility, and it does suck. So anyways, back to the good news. Christmas tomorrow. We sent out some texts to some people, and a few of them have asked us some questions. So we're going to go around the room, and we're going to get these. So first question our viewers would like to know is who uses, so I can't even read this text. I'm getting old, guys. There it is. Who tapes their stick with the sock or just a little bit? Who does the sock? Raise the hand. Okay. So Sid, what type of tape job do you do on your stick?
Just do it more from the midway, bottom or top, I guess, of the heel. Not quite the sock. That's kind of, I don't know how I feel about that one.
In Maddox?
I used to do a full sock, tape the toe at the end, but I don't know, after a while, I think I was in a rush to tape my stick once, and I basically taped, heel pretty much to the end except for the toe, and I've kind of stuck with that. I had a really good game with it one time. I got a hat trick, so I'm like, you know what, this is a lucky tape job. So I just kind of kept going along with that.
So, not to pick on Sydney, but she obviously has an opinion about the sock. Sid, can you explain your frustration with the sock, please?
It's not necessarily a frustration, but it's just I personally would not tape my stick that way. It's just a personal opinion.
Turk, would you like to rebut this and explain why you do the full sock, please?
Yeah, back in Bantam, my buddy was taping the stick, and he was taping the sock. I was like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "Oh, this is the sock tape job." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." So I tried it out for a practice. I liked it, and tried it up in the next game, and I ended up scoring. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stick with this for a little bit," and I just kind of rolled with it.
So you all obviously have superstitions. So when we come back from this next commercial break, we'll talk about those. Stay with us. So just before we went to commercial break, we were razzing Sydney, who doesn't appreciate the sock. And Turk defended it by saying that he enjoyed it and it worked out well for a game. Maddox just does the heel to the middle, got a hat trick and thinks that it's great, and it's the cat's meow. So, superstitions, guys. Have we had any so far this season that we've had to do consistently? Whoever wants to start, go ahead. Explain your superstition, explain what it is, and why if you can. Go ahead.
For me, when we played our couple of games that we had this year, always taping my stick before warm-ups, just because, fresh tape job, and always helps me play better. And sewer ball for sure, just you're with the boys, and it's always a fun game and lots of laughs and stuff.
Next.
Honestly, I think one of my superstitions is that I've always done it. I've always just put my left skate on before my right one. I don't know why. It just kind of did it one time, and it felt natural compared to putting my right on before my left. And now I have to do it each time before a game. I make sure I have to listen to music before the game. That's kind of another big thing. It's sometimes on and off whether I have to do that one, but yeah, definitely putting my left skate on before my right. I've always done that. I have to do it before each game I find,
Nice. What about you, Sid?
It really was last year that it started. It's been previous years, but it was a huge one for me last year and this year, is having the last puck off the ice, putting into the bucket, whether it's a game or practice. My teammates always try to take that from me, so I sometimes have to hide it in my pants or in my glove, try to get the last one every time.
That's a good one, actually. I like those. We did have another question. Everybody would like to know, going around the table, what stick you use and what flex it is. Whoever wants to start.
I use the 3M Pro. It's a 77 flex, and I have a Matthews curve on it. I just really like it.
I use a CCM Ripcord. I think it's the Trigger 40. So a Crosby curve. I'm starting to switch over to an Ovechkin one, but I've always used Crosby. It's a 70 flex stick. I think it's pretty versatile. I could use it in a lot of different situations, and I really like the CCM Ripcord stick. So yeah.
Sid?
Yeah, also CCM, not the Ripcord, but the Jet Speed. Flex, I think it's a 65 on that one. Not positive. That's what I had on my True when I used to have it, but those break too easily.
Sid, you're not supposed to hit players across the head with your stick. You got 2 minutes for that. Could be 4. How many of you use 2 sticks or 3 sticks? So you have one for just practices and 2 for a game type thing. Anyone? No? Really? Okay, the next question we have is what brand of skate do you have? And would you recommend it?
I have the Bauer Vapors, and they just fit my feet well, and I guess I feel light and speed when I'm wearing them out there. It's just always been a Bauer guy, never really CCM.
Sid?
Yeah, the same thing. The Bauer. I've had Bauer the last, 4 or 5 years. I like them. They have I think they came with the replaceable blades before the CCMs did, which I really like, because skate sharpenings happen very often when you play for an academy practicing every day.
Maddox?
I use the CCM FTs. I think it's the FT2s now. It's the newest edition. Once I got the original FTs a few years ago, and I really like the skate. I've always used CCM my entire life, and just these skates fit really well, and they're comfortable, and they hold my foot good, so I'm able to get the most out of my stride.
Dang, good thinking. Most out of your stride. All right, guys, as we go to commercial, cheers. Who's almost out of hot cocoa? We're going to need to get some more. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome to our viewers across Canada and around the world. We do, believe it or not, have viewers in Australia and in England. So you guys know they might be watching us tonight on this Christmas Eve special. So we have a very important question to ask all three of you. Who is ready for turkey dinner?
I think I am.
Sid's like, no, we're gonna just have steak and potatoes.
Yeah, I think that's what we were having.
Yeah, look at that. Well, actually, I don't even know what I'm having. I should think about that, actually. Guys, I really appreciate all three of you joining us this evening on this Christmas Eve, and I hope some of our viewers have been enlightened by our Christmas special, and knowing that you athletes are still training hard and being there, and you're back home. Obviously, your family are happy to see you guys, your sisters and brothers and your parents. Well, probably not your parents, but everyone's happy to see you guys. If you guys have one wish, what would it be for the new year? Go ahead, whoever wants to start.
Just to get the season rolling again. That'd be the biggest thing I'm wishing for every night. Just knowing, waking up the next day and knowing I get to play a game or get to travel or whatever it may be. Just, yeah, that'd be my one wish.
Next.
If I had one wish for the new year, it'd be, of course, to get the season going. Hopefully play some games soon, and it'd also be nice for COVID to be over and that everyone's all healthy and that everyone can just get back to normal living. It'd be nice to see, everyone in a hopefully better mood when the pandemic's over, and of course, like I said, get hockey back going. That's the fun part.
Sid?
Yeah, definitely. I hope everyone stays smart over this Christmas break. Hopefully they're taking these restrictions seriously so that we can get back up and going in the new year. Really hope so. Really want to be back with you guys.
Last question. Who is going to win the World Juniors?
Canada.
Who?
Canada.
Canada? Maddox, Canada? So all three of you predict Canada.
100%.
100%? I think it's going to
I think Canada's
be
got
I went in a bubble, and then we could actually all sit there and watch it. What was that, Maddox?
I think Canada's got a pretty good group. Like they said, almost all their team is first round picks. You know, got guys like Kirby Doc and Dylan Cousins, Bo and Byron. They're all unreal at hockey. They're really good players, and I think if they got good rest of the group, you know, their goaltenders are also pretty stellar out there. So I think that they're definitely going to be a tough team to beat. I think that they could win it again this year.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree with them. They got a good team.
Sid?
Yeah, Dylan Cousins. I've been watching since he was young. It's incredible to get to
So
watch.
I take it all three of you are actually going to be watching the games in 2 nights, or in 2 days, I guess, right? Because I think Canada plays first thing on Boxing Day. Guys, stay right there. If you don't mind, don't take off. Thanks very much to our 3 talented young athletes who are currently back at home and waiting for Christmas morning tomorrow. Hopefully you've enjoyed our Christmas special. We just wanted to reach out to some of our CSSHL stars and hear from them how it is being back home and what they've looked forward to. Thanks very much for joining us this evening. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.